26. I'm Rob G. All right, so we have an update here. I have an update here on the rifle build for the AR10. I call it the Beast. Um, as you saw in the previous video, we had failures, failure to overgassed and undergassed, and failure to extract. Couldn't get the adjustment and the adjustable gas block correctly because of the spring being too strong. Now this is the spring that was originally in the AR10. Extremely, it's really thick and really strong. Um, really hard to compress. And this was, I believe, was one of the problems here because it was way too heavy, like for the bolt carrier to shoot back. Now this one sits at 9.5 inches. And the replacement to this one, I mean, you can just feel it. It's just heavy as shit and it's strong. So we're going to be replacing that with a lighter spring. And this one feels, you know, extremely, extremely easier for it to compress. Not a whole lot, but easier. And it does sit longer at, let me see, 11.5 inches. So that's 11.5 inches here on the spring. So we're going to replace this, put this one in the AR10, and we're going to change the H1 that was in there. It wasn't an H2. I know in the previous video I said it was an H2, but it's an H1. And when that H1 is going in the AR15 because this one had a catastrophic failure on the buffer where it melted the top. Not melted, but it just shattered it. I say melted because it looks melted. Let's see if I have it here. I mean, this is it right here, and that's the head of the buffer. I mean, it's completely shattered, and I say melted because it looks melted. Um, so this one had a catastrophic failure in here. So, and this is your standard buffer, 3 ounce. So what I'm going to do is the buffer that was in here, the H1, is going into the standard into the AR15. I'm gonna try that out, see how it works out. Hopefully it'll be less felt recoil. Um, I do have I did buy a new standard buffer, um, 3.1 ounce, I believe. Let me check. Got my trusty scale here. So what do we have here? 3.1. You can see right there on the screen, hopefully. This is your standard buffer at 3.1 ounces. So that's not going to go into the AR15. It's going to stay as is. Um, and then try the H1 in there. So the AR10's buffer is going to the AR15. No change on spring on that. And this H2, um, which weighs in at 4.7 ounces, 4.7 ounces. H2 made by KAK. Um, this one's going into the AR10 with this spring. So we'll see how that works out. And then originally that screw went flying out and I lost it. And it's the exact same adjustable gas block from Davidson Defense that I have in there. So I wanted to find just the replacement screws for that, and I didn't know what the screw was. I didn't know the length. I didn't know, um, you know, the thread pitch or anything like that. So I went ahead and bought another one. Now, but I did find a separate company from called Ergo, and they had um, set screw for adjustable gas blocks, and it was about up $2 and some change for these pack of three. And when I unscrewed this, it's the exact same length, thread, and everything. So it is absolutely perfect. It's identical to this screw here. So that's awesome. So I could just literally take this screw, I'm going to put it back, fix that gas block in there, make that one working, and then this gas block is going to go into the AR15 because this doesn't have an adjustable gas block. This entire upper assembly is a Bear Creek Arsenal complete upper. It doesn't come with it's a 5.56 NATO barrel, and I want to change out this gas block to this one so that I do not have that same problem with over gas and shattering the buffer's plunger or plastic piece. So maybe it was over gassed. So that's what I'm going to do to resolve the issues. Hopefully it'll work out just fine. Um, I was looking into the 223 Wild um, barrels, so maybe I'll give this one in the future an upgrade. Change the barrel to a 223 Wild, which also does 5.56. The only difference is, the area in here where it's able to hold the gases for both 223 and 5.56 and increase the accuracy on both ends. Not increase the accuracy, but give you accuracy in 5.56 and maintain accuracy in 223. So so maybe I'll do a barrel, but I'm looking at the fluted barrels, um, maybe a straight or a bear claw barrel. Not entirely sure, but that'll be in the future. Um, what else? So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be working on these, and once I get this back up and running, um, I'll change out you know, make a video on it once I get it up and running. And I do plan on swapping the scope on here, the Sig Sauer. I'm putting this one on the AR15 because it was way too heavy. This thing weighs massive, for it to be Sig Sauer at 2 pounds, 2+ pounds on a AR10 platform, LR308 DPMS, extremely heavy. It has the heavy barrel for accuracy and everything. I mean, it's extremely accurate. Um, So I am gonna be swapping out this scope with maybe a 6 or 3 by 9, 3 to 9 scope, hunting scope, and then maybe put a 45-degree cantilever and put this scope on this one, and maybe on the 45-degree angle put the prism scope at a 45-degree angle. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do, but that's the idea I have. Maybe a little too heavy once I add both of those scopes. I don't know, but it's a work in progress to see what I can do because I do have astigmatism. That's why I have a prism scope here. So I can't really rely on red dots. Other than that, I do have my work cut out for me for this, and so far it's been pretty fun learning about all this stuff and sharing it with you guys. So if you like the video, the content that's being brought to you, like, subscribe, really helps out the channel. You know, makes those YouTube algorithm, helps out the channel with the YouTube algorithm. And see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.